teams. Joining me now, Mike Davis, founder of the Article 3 Project, former clerk for Justice Gorsuch, along with Horace Cooper, chairman of Project 21. All right, Mike, this is not surprising. We did expect this. However, what is Trump's argument, and how is this going to get teed up to be successful?
Well, Shenna Bellows is the Maine Secretary of State. She is unelected. She's not a lawyer, but all of a sudden she's become a constitutional scholar, and she thinks that she has the unilateral power as this unelected non-lawyer Secretary of State to take away from 360,000 Maine Republican voters their right to choose their candidates for the President of the United States. She is clearly misreading Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. The only way you can remove a candidate under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment is to bring federal criminal charges for insurrection or rebellion, get a federal grand jury to indict, a federal jury to find them guilty with evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, unanimously guilty. The federal district judge has to convict, and that conviction has to be upheld on appeal. That is the only way you can remove under this post-Civil War constitutional amendment.
Now, Horace, we could sit here for the rest of the hour just talking about how stupid this move is by this Maine Secretary of State. I mean, she looked like she was reading like a script for some hostage tape when she was on with Blitzer last hour. But this is pure lawfare, Horace. They're seeing these polls. We're going to get into more of this coming up, but they're seeing how this is looking for Joe Biden and the Democrats. It is not looking good.
This is wholly inconsistent and inviolate of any idea of due process as Western nations have embraced. You simply are not allowed. I taught constitutional law when I was an assistant professor at George Mason University. The idea that the Secretary of State can just declare that her political enemy is not welcome to be voted upon by the citizens of her state does not comport in any way with the United States Constitution, not the 14th Amendment or any other provisions, even under Maine law. This absolutely must be overturned.
Well, first of all, Mike, we know the left doesn't really, yeah, it's going to be overturned, I think, but you know, relying on the court is kind of risky. But, Mike, the idea that the left will hold up the Constitution and act like they're Thomas Jefferson running in to save the country, when the 6 other days of the week, they're saying the Constitution is written by a bunch of out-of-touch white men, right? So now it's like, well, the Constitution says they don't believe in the Constitution. They never have.
Yeah, there are 2 impeachments for nonsense.
Yeah.
There are four indictments for non-crimes. There are 2 illegal gag orders. They're trying to bankrupt him for non-fraud. That all backfired. Now they're just trying to throw him off the ballot. They're pretending like they're trying to protect democracy by destroying democracy.
And Mike, before we go back to Horace, we're still waiting for Trump to appeal the Colorado decision, right? Which that could happen at any moment. But the Secretary of State defended her decision again. Watch this.
My job as Secretary of State is to make sure that only qualified individuals go onto the ballot. So, for example, if Arnold Schwarzenegger woke up tomorrow and decided he wanted to run for president, he would not be put on the ballot for not being a natural-born citizen. We have never had a president before be in a situation where he tried to steal an election, has repeatedly attacked our democracy, incited an insurrection, and then had the gall to run for the office again.
Mike?
I would say Jenna Griswold's not the brightest bulb out here in Colorado, and Democrats have taken over every statewide office, including the Supreme Court, the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, the Secretary of State. Colorado is lost. The Supreme Court of the United States needs to fix this, because this is establishing a dangerous precedent.
All right, Horace, I mentioned this at the top of the show, but really quickly, this new USA Today Suffolk poll shows massive swings in Trump's favor from key voting blocs. Biden now claims the support of 63% of black voters, but that's a huge decline from the 87% he carried in 2020. Similar bad stories among Hispanic voters. Horace, if this holds, what is this going to look like in November?
our founders gave us the greatest concept of self-government imagined. Not since the old Greek civilization has there been this idea. And when it was premised on this simple idea, every single citizen gets to make the decision about the policies. We had a civil war that lost more lives than any war we Americans have been in to make sure that we vindicate this. It is highly rich that the left is using the 14th Amendment, which protects and pushes back against the very claims that Democrats made in the 17th and 18th century, to then say today, in the 21st century, when Black Americans, Latinos, and women and young people are rushing mightily to say we want our right to exercise self-government, and for us, that means not you, Mr. Biden. That means we get to decide. Shame on the left for indulging in the ability to remove rights from people, because that's not how self-government works.
I just want to stand up and give you a standing ovation for that. But Mike, I mean, I don't know how you top what Horace just said, but young people, Hispanics and African Americans, maybe not majorities, but still a big push to the Republican side of the ledger, and again, led by Trump.
Yeah, I don't think this Bidenomics is working too well for young people and Black people and Hispanic people and just about any other American. It seems like maybe just the coastal elite are doing well under Bidenomics, but the rest of us in real America definitely are not.
Mike, Horace, great to have you both on tonight. Thank you.